Hello, welcome back to Gold Derby for another slugfest. This time we're going to be talking about the nominations for the SAG Awards. The 2022 noms were just announced this morning in film and TV. We're going to do TV in this slugfest. We're going to do film in a separate slugfest. My name is Marcus James Dixon. We're here with Denton Davidson and Daniel Montgomery. Daniel, the big news is 5 nominations for Succession, 5 nominations for Ted Lasso. Those are the big winners, if you want to call them winners of the nomination halls. Succession gets in for drama ensemble. 3 actors, Kieran Culkin, Jeremy Strong, Brian Cox, 1 actress, Sarah Snook, and then Ted Lasso gets in for the comedy ensemble, plus Jason Sudeikis and Brett Goldstein, and Juno Temple and Hannah Waddingham. What are your thoughts on these 2 big shows?
I did not do very well in my SAG Awards predictions, but I did predict the 5 for Ted Lasso and the 5 for Succession. It's one of the few feathers in my cap this year. So yeah, those don't really surprise me. Last year we saw with The Crown, if they like you, they're just going to check you off. And Succession being a male-dominated show with so many high-profile performances, Cox and Strong were obviously going to get in. It was just a question of whether Culkin could eke out that 3rd one, and I thought he probably would, and he did. Those were the only 3 I got right in that category, but but I still managed to predict all 5 nominations for each.
And Denton?
Yeah, I mean, I got all the Succession people correct. So I was happy about that. Happy for Kieran Culkin. The Ted Lasso, I did not see Juno Temple. I knew she could get in, but I had Hannah Eidbinder for Hacks in that spot, so I missed that one.
So the drama ensemble nominations are Succession, Squid Game, The Morning Show, Handmaid's Tale, and Yellowstone. A lot of people did not see Yellowstone coming, but I did. I noticed this huge amount of buzz for the show in the past couple of months, and now is the time. If you want buzz, now is the time to get it. But that meant no Pose. That meant no This Is Us. Daniel, any thoughts on these nominations?
I thought This Is Us, it's been rewarded duly by SAG Awards, so it wasn't too sad that they moved on from it this year. Pose is worse because it never got any SAG nominations, and this year it continued that trend of 0 SAG nominations, despite having MJ Rodriguez's breakthrough year, making history at the Emmys. Billy Porter, his final season performance was so kind of big and emotional. And just the cast in general, it's such a groundbreaking cast to have never been nominated, even for their farewell season, when all the characters and all the actors had really special highlight moments. That was a disappointment. I feel like it was probably just a show that was finished too long ago for SAG Award voters to remember.
But not Globe voters. They remembered, and they gave MJ a win, which is so sad because it was off camera. And I guess she has the Critics' Choice coming up. She could possibly win it. Denton, what about your thoughts on drama ensemble?
And the Critics' Choice are still TBD, correct? So we don't know when that.
Yeah, we don't know when.
Or how.
I wasn't surprised by the ensemble. I think Yellowstone was a little surprising, but it wasn't shocking. So many people love that show. So I wasn't too surprised by that. I was a little surprised by how well the morning show did overall in getting so many nominations, but I did have This Is Us in. It's just because I know it's sort of not, first topic in mind at the moment, but so many times they just keep checking the same boxes and names at the SAG Awards. So I did miss that one.
This is the first time in 28 years since the SAG Awards were created that none of the big 4 networks are nominated for anything. Wow. ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox were completely shut out. They've been hanging on by a thread with This Is Us and How to Get Away with Murder. Every once in a while you would see, a nomination or 2, but not this year. There's nothing for any of them. I guess it's just, telling sign of the times that everything is streaming now. Everything is pay cable. HBO got the most nominations, 14, if you also combine HBO Max, which I think you're fair to do that.
Yeah.
Squid Game got 2 lead actors in, and Gold Derby did not predict either of them. Lee Jung Jae in male actor, and Jung Ho Yeon in female actor, I think they call it. And also a stunt nomination, which we don't really talk about the stunts a lot, but I'm good for Squid Game.
Yeah, I was, I've been predicting Squid Game to win cast for the season, thinking like, oh, this could really surprise Succession. And I was thinking, okay, after SAG nominations are announced, I'll probably eventually switch back to Succession. But no, now I might stick with Squid Game. Like getting in both of those actors was kind of a coup. And the show was never going to like sweep the acting nominations like Succession was, because it just didn't have as many actors who were like high profile and prominent in the race. So it got in basically everything it could have possibly gotten in, which makes me think, yeah, it probably could still win.
It could still win, but Succession got the Sarah Snook nom and the Kieran Culkin nom.
Well, Sarah Snook wasn't a tough one. That was, I feel like it had that one in the bag. Kieran Culkin was the surprise there.
But when you consider they've been snubbed the first 2 seasons, it was not, I was not convinced that Succession would get in anything, but it did. So I think I'm gonna switch to Succession. I did have Squid Game winning for a while, but Succession really performed well.
I have Succession winning still, but I wouldn't be surprised if Squid Game won it all. I was shocked that they got in lead actor and lead female actor, so that was a surprise to me.
The drama actress nominations: Jennifer Aniston, she won last time she was up. Sarah Snook, Elizabeth Moss, Reese Witherspoon, and then Jung Ho Yeon. Snubbed were MJ Rodriguez, J. Smith Cameron. I think a lot of people were thinking if Succession could sweep that she could get in, but she didn't. And then no Uzo Aduba for In Treatment. They loved her for other things. Juliana Margulies didn't get in for Morning Show.
I was predicting Uzo, so I lost out on that one. I was the most shocked about Reese Witherspoon here just because she didn't get in for season 1. So I would have thought if she got in at all, it would have been for that season.
Right.
So this is an interesting category of who's going to win, because Jennifer Aniston has won before, but maybe there'll be a Sarah Snook.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I've been predicting MJ Rodriguez, and without her getting in, I wonder if Aniston and Witherspoon are going to split the vote. So I'm going to go with Sarah Snook.
Yeah, I think just the fact that the morning show got as many nominations as it did means that Aniston's probably still out front, but yeah, it could be Snook, just because she's the only Succession actor in that category, and so she won't face a vote split. I wonder if the 3 Succession men could potentially, although the Succession men could split the vote and still finish 1, 2, 3 potentially.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone benefits from a Succession vote split there, it would be the Squid Game actor. That could be like the surprise of the night there, which would be a really cool win. I feel like that would be like a Parasite style standing ovation moment where people are really excited to see that.
Yeah, that could be the Squid Game win, and then Succession could win ensemble. Although I think Squid Game is going to win stunts too. But so let's move over to comedy. The nominees are Ted Lasso, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, The Great, and The Kaminsky Method. Gold Derby was predicting What We Do in the Shadows would get in, and it did get snubbed, unfortunately. What do you think of this lineup, Denton?
I was not predicting Shadows. So although I didn't have The Great in there either. I thought they were gonna let that go. But they love that show. That got in, Elle Fanning got in again, so they love The Greats. And I did have the others on my list. The Kaminsky Method, I wasn't too surprised by. I know that they, again, check the same things off over and over, and Michael Douglas is in. So I don't think these were too surprising.
I thought Netflix would get a show, but I thought the show would be Cobra Kai instead of Kaminsky.
Me too. I made that mistake. I should have thought inertia, because SAG awards are huge with inertia. So like they've liked Kaminsky method before. They're probably going to check it off again. So I was right that, I couldn't let this category go without predicting a Netflix show. I just picked the wrong one.
And over in comedy actor, Jason Sudeikis won last time. By the way, Ted Lasso lost to Schitt's Creek, but I think we're all predicting Ted Lasso will win ensemble, right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, not.
Yeah. Comedy actor Jason Sudeikis is predicted to win again, but you also have Steve Martin and Martin Short and Brett Goldstein and Michael Douglas. So I don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to keep Sudeikis. I think the Only Murders guys could potentially split. I don't know if Brett Goldstein is much of a vote split for Jason Sudeikis. When you think of Ted Lasso, you think of the guy that plays Ted Lasso. What do you guys think?
I think
I think Steve and Martin Short are definitely more competition for each other than Brett is for Jason, since Jason's the clear lead of that show, and Michael Douglas is probably in 4th or 5th place here.
Yeah, I might put Michael Douglas as high as like maybe 3rd, just because you're going to have that Only Murders in the Building split. Like that is the purest possible case of a vote split, where it's hard to decide, like, if voters, some voters are probably going to go with Steve Martin, who like that show. Some are probably going to go with Martin Short. And even if it were just one of them, it would probably still go to Jason Sudeikis. So the fact that they're up against each other makes that an even harder proposition for them.
And comedy actress, there's Jean Smart, Hannah Waddingham, Elle Fanning, Sandra Oh, and Juno Temple. I mean, I can't imagine Jean Smart losing this. She also got in for Mayor of Easttown, which not a lot of people were predicting. So that just shows the love they have for this woman, and deservedly so. For my money, she should win this. Daniel?
Yeah, I think she's got this. I think her closest competition was Hannah Waddingham, probably. But Hannah Waddingham now has to, worry about Juno Temple. Even though I think between the two of them, Waddingham would be the clearer choice. But like if Jean Smart was already ahead, having anyone siphon any votes away from Hannah Waddingham, kind of makes that upset difficult.
Yeah, I think Jean Smart is just sweeping all the awards for Hacks, and it'll continue here. How often does a supporting actor overtake someone that's a front runner like this historically? I mean, that doesn't happen often, does it?
Off the top of my head, Megan Mullally, Uzo Aduba for Orange is the New Black. So it does happen, but it has to be like this really big, broad scene stealer kind of role.
Yeah. And Jean Smart has just been steamrolling all year. So,
and Gillian Anderson won last year on the drama, but I wouldn't say that she overtook Olivia Colman, or wasn't Helena Bonham Carter nominated too? I do think Gillian Anderson was the front runner heading into that.
It was the showier performance.
Yeah. A couple snubs we should mention. No Selena Gomez for Only Murders. No Issa Rae for Insecure. And you mentioned Hannah Einbinder for Hacks not getting in. They really need a lead and a supporting. I know we talk about this every year. They do it for film. They don't do it for TV. But that's a slugfest for another day. So we also have the movie minis to talk about. Evan Peters got in, Oscar Isaac, Ewan McGregor, Michael Keaton, and Murray Bartlett. Gold Derby went 5 for 5 predicting those. And then for actress, Kate Winslet, Jennifer Coolidge, Margaret Qualley, Cynthia Erivo, Denton got that one. And then, of course, Jean Smart for Mayor. So Denton, you go first.
Jean Smart was the biggest surprise for me, just because I had sort of just written that part off for her after she lost the Emmy, and it's all Hacks in my mind for her at this point. So she was a surprise for me. I didn't have Murray Bartlett in there, so that was my bad. But I did have the other 4, and that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out as well, because Evan Peters is so young and it's a supporting role. So I don't know if he's really the favorite there that some people are saying he is. That's going to be an interesting category to watch.
I think I know who's winning this. I think it's going to be Michael Keaton. They do owe him for, Daniel, did you write this article? They owe him for when he lost for Birdman. And he just won the Golden
I don't
Globe.
think I wrote that, but he interestingly, he does hold the record for the most ensemble wins for film. He won with the cast of Birdman and Spotlight and Trial of the Chicago 7 last year. So even though they owe him one individually, they do like him with a group of people at least.
And if there was a category for limited ensemble, Dopesick would get in, and maybe it would win. Although I think the Gene Smart nomination tells you that they really, really love Mayor of Easttown. I think Mayor of Easttown got a stunt nomination as well, which came out of nowhere.
That was surprising.
So yeah, I have Michael Keaton winning actor. Although I would love if Evan Peters won. Like, he is so underrated as a performer. And then I have Kate Winslet winning for actress.
Actor is tough. I think, you could get like a steamroller effect from an Evan Peters, just like reminds me of Alexander Skarsgård from Big Little Lies. Like, that was just grabbing everything in sight. And so he just went along for the ride there. At the SAG Awards, even though that role was even smaller in Big Little Lies than Evan Peters in Mayor of Easttown. But you do have the veteran factor. You've got Michael Keaton there, in Dopesick, and you've got Ewan McGregor, who's also the reigning Emmy winner for Halston. I feel like we need to not underestimate Ewan McGregor here like we did at the Emmys, because
I didn't.
I didn't either.
Most of us.
But and how many people has he worked with? I mean, he's in so many movies. So I mean, he's got friends that are voting.
Yeah, and we've seen, like, a lot of times they're not voting on the material. Like, didn't Paul Giamatti win this for Too Big to Fail for like sitting at a table for 5 minutes? So like, him just being well liked and a big movie star in this category and a veteran who's worked with so many people. I think they could just check off his name. I think it's gonna be one of those three, though.
I do wish, for my Michael Keaton prediction, I wish Dopesick had gotten in at least one other actor. But I think he could do it. I think this could be Michael's year to finally win an individual trophy. We shall see. So thank you everyone for watching our TV Slugfest. Also tune into our film Slugfest as well on the 2022 SAG Awards. You can go make your predictions right now at Gold Derby in these events, and also the Oscars and the Critics' Choice and some Guild Awards that are coming up, as well as the box office and Billboard and reality. So go do that right now. Thank you.